Hello everybody, welcome back to the Hacienda. Rivet here. Today we're going to continue our culinary trek through Sicily. What we're going to make is arancini, which are fried rice balls that are filled with meat sauce and cheese. And this recipe is a request from Patrick over at Patty Joe Cooking. He's from Australia, and he just has fallen in love with our culinary excursion through Italy, and he requested that I make arancini. So this one's for you, Patrick. Folks, I'm going to put the link up here in the upper right hand corner and in the notes below to his website, or YouTube channel rather. Go ahead and check him out. Send him some love. Tell him Rivet sent you. He's always making something fascinating and delicious to eat, so go check him out. To make arancini, you have to start out with risotto first. So we're going to start out by making the risotto. Here are the ingredients. We've got 2 teaspoons of Sicilian sea salt. We've got some saffron. We've got some Italian white wine vinegar. We are going to steep the saffron in a little bowl of vinegar for about 20 minutes before we cook it. You got to have arborio rice. This comes from Italy. We got butter. We got cheddars garlic. Now, to make the risotto, you're going to need broth. So we're going to use better than bouillon chicken broth, and we'll have that going on. We're also going to need some white wine. We have an open bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. Abbess from the Loire Valley in France, so we're going to use that. So stick with me and let's get started. Okay, over medium heat with half a stick of butter, we've added 2 cups of the arborio rice, and interestingly enough, that little box that I showed you was exactly 2 cups. Now, another tip for risotto is everything is done over medium heat. Too low and it's going to become a soupy mess. Too high and it's going to scorch. Okay, after 2 minutes, and you can tell the rice is getting fragrant. Well, you can't, but I can. Now we're going to add the cheddars garlic, and we're going to continue to stir that in just about a minute until it becomes fragrant as well. Okay, it's been 1 minute. Here we're going to add half a cup of that white wine. And over here on another burner to my left, where you can't see, I've got 6 cups of chicken broth, and that is hot. And as we cook the arborio, we're going to take ladles of that and transfer it in little by little. Now, you don't want to stir the arborio too much, but you don't want to stir it too little. So what we're going to do, the whole concept here, is to bring out the starches of the rice. So let's go ahead and add a couple ladles of this broth here. There's 1, and there's 2, and you can see it's starting to simmer in there, and we're just gonna stir and rest, stir and rest, stir and rest. Okay, at the halfway point, I figure it's about halfway, the rice is developing well. At this point, we're going to add the salt and mix that in, along with the saffron and the vinegar. Now we want to get all these beautiful little threads in there and mix it up. Beautiful. Going to give it a beautiful color and flavor, of course. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and add another ladle of the stock and continue stirring and resting. Okay, after about 40 minutes, the risotto is done, and you can see how creamy, and it's still fairly liquidy. You want that. That is the starch that makes the risotto flow, and that's exactly what you want. I just turned off the heat, and what we're going to do is add 2 tablespoons butter. This is finishing at the end. We're going to stir it in, remove it from the heat, and just let it set and cool on its own. Once it's done, we're going to put it in this cake pan and put it in the fridge to cool off overnight. So join me tomorrow. We'll continue with the arancini. Okay, it's the next day. Now we're going to make the meat sauce. We got carrots, celery, red onion, and 1 red pepper in there sweating out. Now that they become softened, we're going to add our ½ pound of ground beef. And this is on medium high. And to that we're going to add 1 can of this contadina tomato paste. Once everything's incorporated, we're going to add 3 teaspoons of, this is just regular McCormick Italian seasoning, and about 1/4 cup of fresh chopped parsley. Now we're going to mix it all up, make sure that the burger's cooked, and it's done. Okay, now the meat sauce is done. We got a little bit here in a bowl, so we can fit everything here on camera. And we got our cold risotto, which I'm going to show you here. So we grab a wad, and we want to make an indentation in the middle. And you see how nice and sticky and what a beautiful color it's got. Okay, so now we put a little dollop of the meat sauce in there. We want some mozzarella, of course. Want to be generous with the cheese, but not too much because we don't want to have a blowout. And then what you do is you just go like that, and you make a ball. Now, if there's some cheese poking out like that, you just take a patch and put it on. And with the risotto being cold right out of the fridge, it forms up beautifully. Okay, it's just kind of like making a snowball, but tastier. All right, so then we put that in the egg wash. We just got a couple eggs beaten, and from there into plain old breadcrumbs. I didn't pick Italian ones. I just used regular old Progresso breadcrumbs. Make sure it gets coated all over. Okay, and then we're going to set this off to the side on a tray. And that's how you make an arancini. Now let me finish making them, and then we're going to fry them up. Okay, so here we have a mixture of sunflower and vegetable oil, and we're going to start frying up these babies. And look how pretty they're looking. That's about 2 minutes per side. And here we go. Beautiful, excuse me, Sicilian Arancini. Oh, they smell gorgeous. They look pretty daggone nice too. So let's go ahead and break one open. Ooh, 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 that's hot. Can you see well enough in there? Let me lower it down here. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, steaminess. The cheese hasn't melted to gooiness yet, but as they cool down it will. Let's go ahead and take a taste. Oh my God. That meat sauce is delicious. Ooh, spicy too. The risotto, oh, perfect. Perfection. Thanks for watching, people. Take care.